Now, Phase 2 of Melee 2.99999 million has made us all revisit our melee weapons, right? Trying to figure out what is the best weapon to go for, right? Unless you're on console, who still live 6 months in the past, but you guys should have this update very soon. It has been sent to cert. Now, every melee weapon, apparently in Warframe right now, is the best melee weapon in game. Welcome on in, you beautiful feckers. How you all doing? So instead of me saying this weapon is the best in a video or that weapon is the best in a video, I thought I would just say fuck it to the meta, fuck it to the status quo, and show something that is a bit of fun, but it is really powerful fun as well. Yesterday's video on the Crimson Branch update, I was asked quite a few times in the comment section about what weapon it was that I was using that was called Hammer Time in the footage, and what the whole setup was. So that's what this video is covering. Crushing Ruin is a phenomenal stance right now, full of spin attacks and slams, and when you add a Cetus Arcane into the mix, it brings the best out of that stance. I'd call it Clobbering Time, but then I would expect Cult of Personality to kick in, so I'm not going to do that. Instead, it's just Hammer Time. I know, boring old Hammer Time. A Zaw Hammer, modded for Crushing Ruin stance with all of its spins and slams. Like I said, the slams are kind of the fun side of this, and the spins are what will do all of your damage and just melt absolutely everything that you just sucked in. It's modded for Blood Rush and Condition Overload, and you've got the Exodia Hunt Arcane from Cetus attached to it in order to give your enemies the ride of a lifetime. So the Zaw parts that I've used for this hammer are the Vargeet Jai 2 Link, the Rabvi Strike and the Plague Bokwind Grip. Now, I've only used these parts because I already had them acquired. They were already there in my arsenal to put together and build, and to be honest, I needed the standing I currently had in order to buy a full Exodia Hunt Arcane set in Cetus, which is 100,000 standing. So I didn't spend, or I didn't want to spend any of that standing to build a new hammer or to buy the new parts to build a new hammer. This one has a 25% crit chance, a decent attack speed because it is a heavy hammer, and an average status chance as well. So if you wanted to and you had the standing, you could probably build better. But the point of this video is more about Exodia Hunt and how it works with Crushing Ruin, and Exodia Hunt will vacuum enemies into you whenever you hit a slam attack. Find a group of enemies, slam the ground beside them, and once you have them all grouped up, take advantage of how amazing Crushing Ruin is right now at increasing your combo multiplier really fast by hitting multiple enemies with one spin, scaling up your crit chance with Blood Rush and your damage output with Condition Overload. Now, your forward and block attack combo with Crushing Ruin is a double spin followed by a slam, and you hit a lot of enemies with this spin, and of course that slam will keep them knocked down and keep them sucked in. Berserker will proc a lot because of this spin, and it will proc in an instant. Your block attack, or your normal block attack, is a multitude of slams on the ground, and your normal attacks have slams mixed in as well with Crushing Ruin. So you're constantly hoovering in enemies while also knocking them on their faces, adding in plenty of crowd control and staggers while you deal a lot of damage with those spins. So you can combine, if you wanted as well, the different combo attacks in order to keep momentum going and dragging everything around you on its arse. And it does happen because once that vacuum kicks in, if you start walking as it kicks in, enemies will literally follow you lying on their arses, which is quite funny, although sometimes they will collide with you and kind of push you off ledges. So again, the idea behind the full setup is that it's fun. It's really powerful, but it is a lot of fun, which should come as no surprise in terms of power, because right now Melee and Warframe is in a pretty good place, even with, I guess, the Condition Overload nerfs and everything that came with the Grendel update. We have a lot more choice right now in terms of what melee weapons the community is using. Not everyone is gravitating towards the same small set of weapons. There's a lot more to choose from. Yes, the Grand Prime is still incredibly powerful. The Redeemer Prime is just as powerful as it was now since the last hotfix fixed it. Daggers are an option. Polearms are still really powerful. I've seen players using some of these sides. I've seen a lot of players talking about how great the Nakana Prime is again. Sparring weapons are being used. There's just way more diversity. But let me know in the comment section below what your thoughts are, or what your go-to melee weapon is right now that so much has changed with the last Phase 2 update. Do me a huge favour and hit that like button if you enjoyed the video, or don't if you didn't. Subscribe for more Warframe, and as always, thanks very much for watching.